8 weeks out, and my weight has still not budged. I'm 156 pounds, and I basically weighed the same for the last 3.5 weeks. But I did check my body fat percentage, and I can safely say that I dropped 1.5 to 2% body fat in the last 2 weeks. So I'm currently 17 to 17.5% body fat, which is still way too high for bodybuilding competition prep purposes. So I need to be way more aggressive. Hi, this is Mimi. Today I'm going to share my progress over the last 2 weeks, my diet details, and a big change in diet to shock my body into faster progress. And then lastly, I'm going to answer Candy's question of, is it possible to lose weight without counting calories? Check out my description below for start times on topics if you want to jump ahead. My last video update was 10 weeks out, and I'm happy to share that I was able to stick to my eating plan with no issues whatsoever the week after, and I continue to make progress. I lost another 0.5 inches from my waist, even though my weight went up 0.4 pounds, whatever, and I was better able to fit my skinny tanks. This is a test tank that I wore my bikini competition days, so I know if I could fit it, then I'm definitely very lean. How you fit your clothes is a very non-scientific way to track your progress that never seems to fail. At this point, I'm thinking, man, this has got to be the easiest competition prep eating plan ever because I'm eating 500 calories more than last time, and I didn't even change my eating plan from the week prior, so I didn't eat less because I was still seeing results. I was eating less than 2,400 calories and 200 grams of carbs on most days, 60 grams of fat, and considerably less on rest days. I am all about eating as much as you can while still seeing results. So I kept my eating plan the same because it was working, and I plan to get all my workouts in and all my cardio in to see even better results. I got all my weightlifting sessions in, but I seem to have failed again on getting all my cardio in. I had 3.5 hours planned, and I managed to get 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yet, I still saw progress because cardio is the last factor to consider after diet and exercise if fat loss is your goal. But for optimal progress, I need to get my cardio in, and I cannot let that be my downfall. So fast forward 1 week later, which was last week, and I started off strong with 1 full hour of cardio on the Stairmaster after my weight workout. And I was able to do it because I did it with a girlfriend. I swear if I had cardio buddies, I'd be making phenomenal progress. I could also tell my cardio tolerance was improving because when I first started slow, steady state walking on a treadmill incline of 15 without holding the railings, I started off at 2.5 miles an hour, and now I'm starting at 3.0 miles an hour. The thing that sucks about cardio is once you stop, you really need to build your tolerance back up again. And I'm also extremely lucky that I have access to cardio boxing classes, which I'm considering as key for my strategy going forward because I actually find this to be fun. So I was able to get my whole 3.5 hours of cardio in last week. Yay! I also started taking carnitine complex as part of my pre-workout. Each tablet has a combination of 4 types of carnitine that's basically used to help with energy and performance. Carnitine carries fatty acids into the mitochondria of cells so that it can be used to produce energy. So in other words, it helps you use fat as fuel. My GNC Ultra Mega Active Vitamin Pack already has L-carnitine in it, but I bought a bottle of this carnitine complex during off season when I was starting to get a little fluffy, and I decided to save it for competition prep. Now, I'm not suggesting everyone go out there and buy this because supplements may help a fraction of your results in the overall picture, but right now I could use every fraction of help that I can get. And I didn't even remember to take it every day, but for the days that I did, it did seem to help with my strength. The key is in your diet. So I made some drastic changes to shock my body, and shock my body I did. I went from eating under 2,400 calories to about 2,100 calories, which is still not a really drastic drop in terms of calories, but I made a big drop in my carbs from eating an average of 200 grams of carbs to 140 grams, and I increased my protein even further because of the reduction in calories by only 10 grams. So I'm eating 240 grams of protein, really, really high, and my fats remain the same at about 60 grams. Another huge change is that I'm no longer eating carbs as part of my dinner. I was eating carbs before because I do fasted AM workouts, with the exception of BCA and my pre-workouts. But even though I don't eat before my AM workouts, I still have carbs in my system from the dinner last night to help fuel my intense workouts. And now that I no longer am eating carbs, I don't have that stored muscle glycogen to fuel my workouts. Now this would be ideal if I only did fasted AM cardio and then did weights later in the day after a solid food meal. But I like to work out in the morning, so I'm going to try to do both weights and cardio in the morning. So after only 2 days of a modified diet, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and my Friday workout was horrific. I had no energy whatsoever. I was doing reps with my warm-up weights and I didn't even finish. I figured, what is the point if I can't even make these count? So I tried to do some cardio. I did some fake cardio, as I call it, because I did 15 minutes on the elliptical, a machine that you can so easily not push yourself. And I figured, okay, I'm just gonna come back at night and do it. I mean, I was so famished and I ended up taking a nap that day. And later at night, I had no energy. So I skipped it, decided to take a good night's rest and come back the next day gung-ho. The next day is when I got my body fat percentage checked, and as I shared in the beginning of this video, I made progress. Thank the Lord I made progress, because I really could not tell just by looking at myself. So make sure you track your progress in multiple ways. Based on what I have access to, I like the InBody machine and calipers to check my body fat. I like getting skinfold pinches, especially if it's done by the same person, to make sure there's consistency in how you're being pinched, because the skinfold can really show you where the body fat is coming off of. So let's say if my thighs are 22 inches and that remains the same, but my skinfold measurements go down, then it means that I'm losing fat while maintaining my muscle. There's also some pretty cool correlations between skinfold measurements and your hormones. So for example, if someone is losing fat from their thighs but not from their stomach, it could mean that their stress hormone cortisol is high. There's also other correlations that show someone might have poor carb tolerance or low testosterone. Abs. I've been doing some ab work, but I just haven't had time to fit in more direct ab work. And I'm gonna keep this short, but I have 8 weeks to get some serious abs. And although diet is key for people who do not genetically have abs, it does have to be more than just diet. Now to answer the important question of, is it possible to lose weight without counting calories? Similar to the question of how much do I eat, what do I eat, when do I eat, the answer is it depends. It depends on your goals, your current starting point, and your current eating habits. If you want to get the absolute best results, then counting calories is certainly one of the strongest methods to help you be most accurate in your efforts. And plus, most people tend to underestimate the amount of calories that they eat. If you're starting at a higher body fat percentage and you have a lot of weight, a lot of fat to lose, then your eating habits most likely have some room for improvement. So you don't need to go to the extent of counting calories, because even minor modifications can help you yield great results. Some basic food education in terms of better food choices, grocery shopping habits, or general guidelines to better support healthier eating, swapping out high-calorie foods for better foods, eating more nutrient-dense foods, some help with portion control. I mean, these are all things that could help someone in this category. Now, let's say someone has a pretty good understanding of what healthy eating is and their experience with food prep and preparing meals. Then they can lose weight without counting calories if they have a little help on the correct portion sizes for their body type or meal timing. And they could definitely achieve success by eyeballing their portions or counting their macronutrients. For competing bodybuilders, I know a few that are so conditioned to weighing their food and knowing exactly how many calories are in what foods, and they eat such a strict regimen all year round, even during off season, that they can easily just eyeball their portions, eat less, and still get shredded. For the people who know what healthy eating is and when to eat, but they just still need to lose weight, or the lean who want to get even leaner, then I highly recommend calorie counting. These people would need specific information on calories and macronutrients and strategies to really get to where you want to be. For me personally, I need to be extremely meticulous when I'm prepping for a show. I can't just go off by general guidelines, so I eat off my Excel sheets. In the off season, I still do have an eating plan, but I do more macronutrient counting because it allows me to be very flexible and I can still enjoy whatever foods I want to eat. For those of you who are interested, I created a free video on 11 mistakes that are sabotaging your weight loss. You could sign up for it on my Eat Not Diet site or shoot me an email at info@eatnotdiet.com. I also created a weight loss eating plan video that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to lose weight for those of you who are interested. Some of you may have already seen this and some of you may have already used it. I now have a more detailed video that explains what you get with it, and I'll post a full version explaining this on YouTube next week. In the meantime, feel free to click above, check out my site, and let me know if you have any questions. Well, that's it for this week. I expect to report some major improvements in my 6 weeks out update. Until then, wish me luck and thanks for watching.